you are. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 305, being recorded on April 30th, right? Yes, 2025. Yes. I don't even know what day we're on because I'm having so much fun. I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Grand Admiral Franz is here.
I'm here.
He's here. But is he really here? We'll get into
super
it.
Super happy
really
always.
Fast. Yes, I know.
Nobody's not going to like me. I already seen the first comment.
I know. I know. Oh, well, we got lots to talk about, but Fallen Fett is not here. He's having issues. So everybody just wave at Ernie, just smile and wave. So, and go click because he needs that, keep that 500 subs going. But in the meantime,
I'm going to go unsubscribe just to put him back down to $4.99.
Right. Before we get into it, and before we shout out the pit, I think Scott needs to shout out our Shadow Council, and then get into it because we got to talk, guys. We got to talk.
We got stuff to talk about. So yeah, hey, welcome back, everybody. Our special shout out to the Shadow Council for all that you do for us. We really appreciate it. AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C, Cliff, Commander Bly, Commander Cook, Crystal E, Don the Dad Dorn, Eric Grubb, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure Podcast, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine Balanos, Matt Logic, Muftak is back, and Nicholas Schaefer. So, if you want to join up with the Sarlacc Digest Patreon page, that's our Shadow Council, just scan that QR code right there or go to I just choked on my own oxygen. Patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and donate a couple of bucks. It all goes back into the production of this show. Your donations have actually helped us provide prizes for our amazing May 4th, not July 4th, May 4th event that is coming up this Sunday. So thank you for that. We really, really do appreciate you and all that you do for us.
I think it's messed up that in the pit right now, nobody ever asks how is Ernie. And I think somebody needs to ask how he is because he's a sensitive soul.
Whoa. He is a sensitive soul.
Whoa. Junobi.
Junobi hitting us very early with a super chat. Thank you so much, Julie. That's
if that's an accident, hit us on the side.
Yeah,
we'll fix it up. If there's an extra O in there, 0, let us know.
But in all caps, Obi-Wan Kenobi is the best Jedi ever. No haters allowed. Nobody is hating ever.
Not on Obi-Wan.
No, never again. Never again. Thank you so much for that, Julie. We do appreciate it.
Whoa.
Tear up.
I did not.
I know.
But if it's an accident, let us know.
Yeah, seriously.
Let me know if
it's like, oh shit.
Too many zeros. Just let me know.
We won't tell everybody else, probably.
No,
maybe.
it'll stay between us, but damn.
Probably.
Oh, wow. I do want to make a disclaimer really quick that I did see Commander Bly was first this morning whenever this dropped. But again, since Marco hates Commander Bly, apparently that has been removed.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
You can say what you want because Commander Bly left already.
Yeah, he left. So on the replay. So at least they got 24 hours before he hears this.
There we go. There we go.
Is that the new one?
That's the new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But we do have Junobi in there, as previously mentioned. Thank you so much, Junobi, for being here.
Sorry, Junobi, it's coming.
from one of us at least. Rhino Hobbies is in there. What's up, Rhino Hobbies? We've also got Basil G, the amazing Dr. Stu John Jedi, Commander Bly, who doesn't believe in fake Bail, but
we'll get into that too.
I mean, fake Bail, you put fake Bail and fake Wedge into a room together, who wins a fight, right?
The fake wedge is literally just a fake wedge. This is really Bail. That's what
Yeah.
No one watches Artie is standing by. We've also got Mr. Hal Runner Base in here.
Yes.
Let me see. We've got Santo 1414 is here, and Zamphotis was in and out because Nick is sleepy, so we gotta let Nick
comes
go.
in, drops a Star Trek hate thing, and then
bounces. 2-hour difference.
I know.
He's just a little kid. You gotta.
He's like 17. He stays up till 3.
We got Mando Mike in there. We got Gavin Connor. Did I already say no one watches Artie? If not,
do it again.
We've also got Arthur Henderson in there.
Nice.
Commander Bly. Why is Ernie? Nobody knows.
Exactly.
Nobody knows. And Meeks is in here.
What's up, Meeks?
What is up, everybody? Oh my goodness. Ooh, Dr. Brantley's checking in. An actual doctor, one I don't have to, make up names for. Trevor Ritchie is here. And of course, the Shadow Nose Network. What is up, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Chet Maddox. Good Lord.
Hopping in. Because they got a lot of Star Wars they want to talk about, So
let's go.
Thank you, Pitt. And get the comments in. Let's get the conversation going. But first, who brought it up? I want to see. It was, bear with me. Hal Runner Bays. Let's go. Just got out of the Rise of the Sith finally. I didn't realize it was only in theaters for 1 week. I didn't know that was either, like just 1 week.
Yeah.
Oh man. But I mean, in that week's time, it's like added another $50 million to the purse of all of its run. So
yeah.
I mean, if that's not a hint of like what works and how to get people back in the theaters. I mean, of course, it's an anniversary.
New movies,
Yeah. I did my part. I went and saw it. I saw it yesterday. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw it last Friday. And it hit just as hard, man. Even the theater I was in, people a little bit of cheering, but not like our, the midnight shows years ago where we couldn't hear the first half of the movie because anytime anybody was on the screen, it was just nuts.
Yeah, the midnight show was for the yelling. The next showing was for the watching.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's how
Get it out now. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody
And,
cared
yeah.
at a midnight show. Right.
there was a couple of lightsabers in there, but nobody was obnoxious yesterday, so that was good.
Stu John, yeah, we are gonna spoil it. I know you still gotta watch it, but I actually will transition here pretty soon. So catch us on the replay. But yeah, Andor, when we get into it, we were gonna talk openly about it and spoil it. So fair warning. So sorry.
You don't want to know we saw Chewbacca drop.
Yeah. Chewbacca wasn't in another ship that blew up, and he's just Anyway. I told myself to stay off the sequels for at least 6 months. So I'm going to do that.
Okay. We'll see.
No.
What do you think, Chris? 6 minutes?
Yeah. It'll happen tonight. You watch.
Yeah. Why you say that? I mean,
yeah, it's just something I had to tell myself. But yeah,
it comes out anytime. It just happens. And it's by reflex on any of us.
Exactly.
Right. And then we just start going. And it's just to catch it, to stop us. You just instigated a lot. As well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. You know, I like to talk.
Hey, a real quick High Republic update. I'm reading the High Republic, the Claudia Gray novel that just came out. And hey, everybody rest assured, Kel Naka is in it. So hey, yay.
Oh, right. Well, Chris has one to review
what guy
too.
sent to me today. I'm so excited about
his favorite character.
Get some Vernestra action, even with the TV version on the cover. That
I
makes
love
me
how
super
it
happy.
said it's sent to you. You went and bought it.
It's not out yet.
I know.
Oh
yeah.
man.
What sequels? I won't do it. Alexander Storm, I'm here and ready for some Star Wars talk. Yeah.
All right.
The
sequels. That's like the what is it? The Indiana Jones and the what were those last ones? The Dial of Destiny. That's the sequels we're talking about right there, right?
Don't get me started on that too. Well, that was good though. I like that one. Yeah. It wasn't.
But we could have stopped after Last Crusade there too.
I mean the perfect trilogy is Indiana Jones, Temple, and Last Crusade. I mean, like in that era, right? Like that is like a perfect book ending right off to the sunset. Boom, boom, boom. Honestly. But I wanted to express a little bit here about Revenge of the Sith, an older movie being re-released in the movie theater, making that much noise, not much money, rather than a remake that Hollywood loves to do. And all of a sudden it falls flat. No one, it loses money and everybody complains, so like just, if you got an itch of viewing something old, just put it back into movie theaters. Like we'll watch it. Like Jaws. Don't remake Jaws. Just put it back in the movie theater. It'll make $40 million.
Yeah, so do that every 10 years. You're making $40 million that year on it, or you're making money on a that sits there.
Yeah, and if you want to do it, every 5 years, fine.
Yeah, have a plan around that. Exactly. Or just and start for Star Wars when they have a lull in movies, it really works out, right? This year is going to be this, and this. We have one coming in 2027, so let's fill in next year too.
Yeah,
and, always have it in there. You made a point earlier about there should always be a Star Wars in the theater every year,
every summer, right? Every May.
Have to be new.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking? Like, besides,
I got used to the Christmas movies. I got used to Star Wars at Christmas time. That was
going to be tough moving forward. That was something that we didn't bring up post celebration, which was like, we're seeing it. Mando Grogu's May. The Starfighter is May. So we're going to get back to these summer movies, which
it's an easier line.
Yeah,
it depends. Really,
it's a warmer line.
It's a warm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's weird, right?
Either
you're freezing ass cold, or we're sweating balls. Stinking all day. So
I know, right? It's like, but I always loved like December was ours. Like the Star Wars, and then Marvel was summer, right? That was how it was working for a while. But it's okay. We'll take over. We'll take back over summer. It's fine.
Yeah, let's go back into summer blockbusters. Let them all duke it out like they used to, and Star Wars should win those.
I love it.
They used to, and let's see if that can go again.
I'm actually looking forward to A New Hope being re-released in the theaters, because I don't think I've seen A New Hope in the theater since the special editions. Every other one, like Return and Part, when we saw those anniversaries. Yeah, that's one. Phantom Menace we saw. I mean, I don't think I've seen A New Hope in the theaters since 86 or 96, 97, something like that.
Yeah, 97.
Do you think they would put it out in 27 since we're getting in 27?
I hope so, dude. I really think so. Like,
I wouldn't think they'd double up. How funny. But it's only for a weekend, right? So
yeah.
But there's a movie coming out like May 27, right?
Yeah, it won't run this, simultaneously. I think it'll be like a couple weeks before, and then late May is Mando Grogu.
Did they give us? Okay, so is it late May?
I think it's late May. Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, but
a little tricky.
Yeah. That's right. Trevor Rich. It seems like a simple plan to save movie theaters. Release a classically beloved film every other month. Summertimes they do. Summertimes they release like a block of movies. You can go like 16 Candles and stuff like that. But hitting anniversaries, I think, is the way to go on that. So,
May 22nd is the official release date for Mando Grogu.
So the week of May 4th, release A New Hope. But if they don't, that's a huge miss. I mean, that's a miss if they don't, because they've done it with Return, they've done it with Empire, they've done it with every other movie. So, or do it in April, releasing it like they did now,
especially for the 50th.
Yeah.
It's got to be a big year,
100%,
a whole year.
Well, yeah, I'm stalling. You know that. I'm stalling because I want to talk Andor.
Oh, it's good.
And
Let's talk Andor.
And I want to talk it, and I want to get the Pit's pulse on this too, as an overall score from where we're at from the whole entire season, right? Still, like we've done that. Is it still something that's going strong in our opinions? Is it dying down? Is it stronger than ever? So Pitt, let me know what you watch. We'll do what Ernie did. Out of 10, where does it still sit out of 10 stars or 10 sabers on you right now? We're halfway done now. We got 2 more weeks, 2 more blocks. In my opinion, I think we're on this ramp up. I think we're going full steam. I'm still at a solid 9 out of 10. I love it. You guys know my thoughts on this type of Star Wars. It's different, but it's hitting hard for me, like personally, right? And I get that it's not for everybody. And here's the thing though, with the caveat is I know it's not a traditional Star Wars, but it still was working for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think last week I gave it an 8.5. And the only thing that really drug it down was the rock, paper, scissors episode.
Right.
This particular one, I give it 9 severed limbs. So I'm going to give this one 9 severed limbs. I thought it was a stronger showing. I thought that I didn't lose my interest like the jungle scenes did in Yavin 4. Because it really did lose my interest last week during that second episode. This one held my interest the entire time, all the way through, and I thought that the payoff in the third episode was really, really good. So yeah, I give it 9 severed limbs.
All right, cool. Chris,
6.
No, you know what?
I'm being nice. I'm honestly, I just don't.
You
like
are
it.
being nice.
I don't want to be a dick today. I don't. I'm going to end up coming off of one. I know, but I don't like it. I don't like Andor.
Okay.
I when it came, I was thinking back today, and I'm like, you know what? And this is not like it's new, right? I did Andor season 1. I like it. I don't love it. I'm not in love with it like everybody else. I never have been. When they announced, I can remember the episode we had after they announced that Andor was going to be a series, and I'm like, why? Why are we having Andor as a series? This character is boring as shit.
Right.
Guess what? He's boring as shit in here too. So is everybody. All these relationships are trash. It's all garbage. I don't like the year by year format. I don't. I thought I would. I really thought I would if each episode was a little bit of a jump in time itself. So I'm covering a year's time.
So it took
not a
weekend. I understand.
I don't want to carry a week and then a year later. It doesn't flow right to me. I'm not going to get growth on it that way. It's still, if you took Star Wars out of the title, I wouldn't watch it. I'm not interested. I lose interest every 2 minutes. I'm looking at my phone, like, what else can I look at? And I want to, dude. I do. I like Krennic. That scene had me right for a minute, because I just thought I liked that character in there, but we're really not getting. I see the rebellion building.
Right.
I know the Empire is there. I don't think they're doing a good enough job of showing. I know they're getting there. We hear slowly over 2 episodes in 2 years now of showing some destruction from the Empire. I don't want the subtle shit. I don't want the one guy about to rape a girl making me hate the Empire type of thing. I want to see them destroy cities, take people into camps, do stuff like that to make me hate the Empire, not dislike them because you got a couple bad apples. They haven't done anything to that to me to see all this stuff with the rebellion and why Mon would do all the things she's doing. Besides, they don't like Palpatine. They're not showing me that. I saw more in Solo about the oppression of everybody and the Empire in the train station in Solo. I saw more, right? Oppression from stormtroopers, and I've seen this entire thing. I saw 2 stormtroopers today.
Yeah,
and I was happy.
No, okay. So I to that point, Chris, I think you're not wrong. Like I said, I've said this before with Andor. You're 100% right when it comes to Cassian. Like Cassian Andor, yes, it's his story because he's probably the only one that survives to go to Rogue One, right? This is his backstory now, and that's how I'm taking it. And I think it's where we talk about this and why we do a podcast and why we talk about things like that. From season 1 of Andor, we weren't promised anything meat and potatoes. We weren't promised, and I'm not making excuses for your to how you want to see it. I'm just saying, when I look at like a Star Wars as a complete timeline, right? And you zoom into a small scene, which this scene happens to be 2 seasons, and what it is what is. It's just how it's presented to us. It's not going to be. I mean, I do think like this season we are going to get some big moments still, like Empire shit. They had the talk. I mean, they even said Tarkin killed 500 people on this town square, and it was like the whole reasoning for what they're doing on Gorman. I mean, there was some past talking.
Dropping story. It was.
Yeah, but
I can. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, but like what it is doing though, it is really changing the subtle or the attitude of the rebellion. Is really making the rebellion very focused on not just a group of people who just decided to rage against the Empire, right? And yes, it is pushed by Luthen, and Luthen's trying to push it. Saul Guerrera's trying to push it like, hey, if you massacre these people, we're going to get mad, so let it happen. And that's where I'm like a little bit, it's like, okay, you're forcing the issue. You're forcing the Empire to be evil. Where let the Empire be evil. Like, and I get what you're saying, like let the Empire come in, blow it up, take it all, and I think that's
where's the Star Destroyers? Oppress some people with some power. Like you're talking about Tarkin landing a cruiser. Let's just see him above, like in Jeddah. All right. So on Rogue One, that was perfect.
Yeah.
I find it interesting though that we're getting. You're talking about the overall grandiose, let's go mess some shit up, right? Let's destroy a bunch of things. I really find it interesting though.
Just hover and scare,
Okay. I'm finding though the individual stories interesting, right? We're used to seeing we're used to seeing oppression on a massive scale here. We're not seeing oppression on a massive scale. We're seeing it on an individual scale. Yes, we met the kid selling spiders in the square. We get to hear his story. Then the kid that's helping Cassian out in his hotel room, we're getting to learn about how that was our end to the first massacre of Gorman, right? Because what we're building up to is the second massacre of Gorman, and I like those individual stories. I don't think it always has to be an omni-oppressant thing that destroy.
That's what this show does.
Individual stories.
Yeah, that's
usually the play on it, right? That's usually the play is,
but not for this show.
Make the Empire bad, and that was the rape discussion last week. Was like we have to show how bad the Empire is. There's other ways to show. Better ways.
I don't think it was that. I think it was more Bix's journey than the Empire. I mean, we're just spitballing, right?
Which, by the way, last week became completely irrelevant this week. Right?
Well, sure, right. And what did we say? Use this week's Bix's trauma to this, and it was perfect, man.
The headset was the part that mattered.
I liked it. But again, I am on the page with Scott when it comes like the individual stories and this more of like the personal. It's the personal stories of their rise, and again, it's Cassian's world, right? So I don't know how much we're gonna step outside of it, and I know that we want it. I don't know how much this show is, and that's why it's like it's a zoom in on a very very pinpoint hyper focused point of it, because I always said
he wrote this as 4 seasons. This is part of the problem, and I think us doing this 3 episodes, and I was for it. Remember, I thought this was going to be cool.
Yeah,
but what it's doing is it's just, you can tell he had a whole season to go, and it's just not doing anything to move to this one. I'm just getting a bunch of little arcs. It's like,
well, maybe when it's all said and done, maybe it'll make more sense. What I mean? Maybe it'll kind of make a better sense. But
see, part of it too is where I agree with Chris. There is that since we are getting these focused in like a weekend, like you were saying, instead of the spread out over a year, is we were introduced in this episode to. Kinda. Yeah. We were introduced into this episode with Bix having a nightmare about some guy being tortured in a chair that had nothing to do with anything we had already seen. And Jules looked at me and she's like, "What did I miss?" And I'm like, I don't think we've met this guy yet. I don't know what's happening just yet. I think they'll explain it as we move on. I felt like we're being.
Oh, that wasn't
Chris's
the kid
point,
they went to Saw?
No. To Chris's, no, it wasn't. To Chris's point, we're also being told and not shown.
Right,
right.
There's dialogue.
Thing of
yeah,
show don't tell. Right. It would have been interesting to see Tarkin's massacre of Gorman in a flashback scene or something like that.
We still can.
So I get it. I get it that we're getting, like we were saying, a hyper focused.
Yeah.
No, tab just crashed.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Well, let's hit the chat.
And the last thing that hit me, not the last. Yeah. Anymore, that I sat there today. I'm all, you know what other Star Wars property does not have one Force user or mention the Force? Name one. Any.
Yeah. Right.
None. I for a minute I said Resistance. That piece of shit doesn't say anything.
Oh no, there was.
You know what?
Kylo Ren. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, damn. I said, even that piece of shit has it.
I look at it like
I
a
need
certain
magic
episode of the Clone Wars, right? It's like an episode of the Clone Wars, but this is a drawn out.
Andor is one big bad arc to me. Can we get like a Padme arc? Is what I'm in right now. and can it be saved? Yeah, like Clone Wars season 7 was not. The Bad Batch episodes were not great. Right. The Fast and the Forciest episodes in the middle were not great. The Ahsoka episodes just made that season fantastic. Right. So what I'm hoping is episodes 3 and 4 or weeks 3 and 4, whatever the hell we say, or whatever they are now. Right. Yeah. 9 through 12, whatever we're at.
Right.
If there are 7 through 12, if they're awesome, great, save the season. But right now it's like,
I get it, man. Hey, and again, it's great to have this is because again, we're not yes men. We're none of us here, and we're not no men, right? We're living and we're putting it in its place. And I but if it hits differently to us or the pit or anybody else out there, I mean that's your personal. Star Wars is personal to all of us, right? So like I said, I like this a lot better than a Skeleton Crew type show because I'm kind of tired of the popcorn stuff. But that's me though. That's me personally.
No, the Ewok when Scott put that up. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. You said this is a different genre within Star Wars in the chat, right? Yeah. And my thing is Star Wars is a genre,
of course.
So this is not a Star Wars.
Okay, a subgenre of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ew.
It's just
I can go into everything else and
go
into everything else, and I can pick out. Oh, that's why it's Star Wars. That's why it's Star Wars.
Sure.
These guys look like I'm in a French World War II movie. Is what's going on here. That's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
La Resistance. That's what we're doing right now. They even cussed in French. Dude, they said shit in an alien language and translated it. That was pretty awesome.
Yes, they did.
I was oh, they really? Still couldn't drop me that little fuck.
Well, let's not.
It's very French. Very French.
It is. The whole
French
thing is they got the rays on.
The Ewoks spoke, what is it? They spoke a language too that somebody understood too.
Yeah, but
so it's not out of the ordinary. But let me hit the pit real fast.
Defense always.
It's. You're picking and choosing now.
No,
what
I don't care
even
if they're speaking French. What I'm saying is the vibe wasn't Star Wars. The vibe is World War II France. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not even getting Star Wars.
Yeah. On Gorman. Yeah.
On Gorman.
Rhino Hobbies 7 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, but that's why I like it too. But then that's the reason. That's why I like it. That's why you don't like it. And that's great. I mean,
I like Star Wars.
Yeah. No, this arc was a lot better than the first arc, which I felt slow burn for. Yeah, there was some slow burns. I didn't like the whole Yavin. That whole it put me to sleep on that aspect. Rhino Hobbies this week. Last week 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Mando Mike. I'm just going to say he agrees with Chris.
He was pretty good on. He was nice on 4, 5, and 6 right there.
Yeah. I don't know why. I would have thought it'd been opposite. 6 was great. I thought. I mean, Bix. I mean, come on. It's like
it's all together. It's putting it together and watching the story unfold.
But it took 3 hours for an amazing 5 minutes. And
now we're in the junkies. Fine. Now she's a junkie, right? And killing somebody's not going to get her out of being a junkie. She's still going to be a junkie for the next 2 episodes. So now we're dealing with the rape last week. Now we're dealing with her being a junkie this week. It's not Star Wars.
Yeah, it's adult, dude.
Fuck that, dude.
How much more are you going to combat it of adult themes?
Well, I have to be on this.
You wanted the F word in season 1.
Yeah, because that's different, dude. Word, sticks and stones, bro.
No, it's not. This is apples and apples.
Every kid hears the word fuck.
Yeah, 3 times already.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get fined by the FCC.
Dr. Bradley, episode 4.
Have you seen Andor?
It was too slow, but 5 and 6 picked up. The end was awesome so far. 8 out of 10. Rhino Hobbies. I still haven't. I still have to rewatch this week, so I'll probably change after second watch. Yeah, maybe. I don't. Andor, even when the first season, I never did a rewatch. It was always like a one-time deal because we got what we wanted. It wasn't really that much meat in it, you know. Basil G, 9 out of 10 for me. I'd say anything has me sitting on the edge of my couch instead of leaning back, more relaxed, has me captivated. I agree.
Golly, I wish I understood what was doing it, because I'm sitting here leaning like, can we stop with the dramatic walking?
No,
like
that's a style.
It's, like
it's not going to change overnight.
I'm going to Mordor with these guys.
Dr. Brantley, love the Tarkin massacre story. Yeah. It's not going to change overnight, dude. It's just, it is what it is. Like it's set the tone from season 1, episode 1. You know what I mean?
It's got worse.
It's gotten better, dude. Same Brantley, pure evil, no F's given. Yeah. I don't think the concentrate of meat potatoes of the plot and spend more time on the garnish and side salad. 100%. So I think, Chris, is why I accept it is because I'm accepting for what it's presenting as, not an episode, not something where I go like, why I'm so, and I'll bring, I got it. Why I'm so mad at the sequels is because there's a reason why I'm mad, is because it really hurts the story. Like as far as like the on paper story, right? There's things in there that just are irredeemable, right? With Andor, I'm just sitting back and I'm watching a cool, like to me, it's like a fun, gritty Star Wars backstory, whatever it is. It's so if it had more of that stuff and it was like very adult, I might have been a little bit on your side on like, I don't think I want to watch Vader, really seeing him kill kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I really want to see it. And I think that's where I think I know this show is kind of safe in that regards, where I'm like, okay, I get what it's doing and it's go for it, but
no. And 98% of everybody is with you. And I'm mad that I'm not, dude. And I think that's why I'm frustrated right now. I come off mad because I'm jealous.
I'm mad that you're not.
I'm jealous. I just want to be like, hey, this is great. And when I watch it, I'm like, hey, this is going to be it. Let's get in. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to make a sandwich.
Gavin Connor, 9 out of 10 too. Yeah, loving the zoomed in perspective. Yeah, I got told. I don't think it's going to get any better for you, Chris. I really don't. It's going to get. It might get a little more a substance of leading up to Rogue One.
More action packed, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to get. Your complaints are going to cease. I really don't. And that's fine, man.
Gilroy is really into making this adult and earthly, and that's always my problem. And that it is. I hate when they do everything that it doesn't all have to match Earth. I don't need all this stuff. I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Cool. It still looks great. It still looks beautiful. The actors are still fantastic.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the score, nothing like that. I can't complain on anything there. It's all wonderful. That's what's keeping the score up.
Yeah.
And a couple cool scenes. Saul was rad.
We're going to talk about him.
Rad.
Krennic and Saul. Yeah. I love the release schedule Andor movie every week. Yeah. I found myself just watching and then just sitting there and just like into it instead of a 20-minute, 30-minute getting up going like, well, damn, it's like very fast paced. It's like I don't think we're used to that. We're not used to like marinating longer term stuff. All right. I see that you guys are bored. All right. I will move on.
No, I can see that pissed Scott off, so I'm stopping for a minute to let you guys be happy.
No, I haven't had a chance to talk, so
speak.
All good.
God,
yeah, I can't speak over you.
My turn. Let me go back and pout while you guys talk.
Yes.
Your turn. Go ahead, man.
About what?
Anything you want.
Shit.
Hey, how about this? Can we get a space battle? Would that be? I saw some X-Wings today.
Can we
possibly see a TIE fighter coming? Can we maybe get something in space in Star Wars?
I mean, we got it in season 1.
I'm not in season 1, bro.
We got it.
Coruscant looks great. That's Star Warsy because that's dead ass Coruscant. Right?
First off,
the ships and everything are perfect.
Yeah. First off, Saul Guerrero.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I always forget how insane that guy is until he speaks, and then it's just like, Jesus, what the hell is this guy talking about?
And he's different levels of crazy in each show, right? Because there's different time frames, so he knows he's building up to the crazy.
Right.
And he's different levels of crazy per scene in the same episode too. It's
about the gas.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
The gas, and he even says like you suck it in too much, it'll burn your lungs and kill you faster. But if you do it just right, it just makes you clear enough. And I'm like, dude, and he even called that gas bomb his sister. He called he's losing it. And he even says, you think I'm crazy? He goes, I am. I was I
wrote that down. What a great line. Something about isn't for the sane, right? A rebellion isn't for the sane. I'm like, I love that. Was a cool one. That was a cool line.
Yeah.
Also, the other cool line was "My brother is your terrorist" from Krennic. Those were the two coolest lines in the episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were they poisoning something, or were they drawing the gas out of something? I don't know exactly what that device was doing.
I didn't realize at first either. The second watch, I realized they're stealing the Rhydonium. They're taking it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's going on. So when it's coming out, that's what I was freaked out too. I'm like, are we letting it out? What are we doing? Then he went over there and he smelled it. And he was like reminiscing about his home, got high real quick, had the boy get high real quick, and off on our adult Star Wars high to end that one too.
Well, I think what's very cool about Andor and how it's done is like action scenes are happening over voiceovers of the plan, and it's done very well. And I think that's where I get trapped in that kind of like cinematic.
Did I miss an action scene this
week? Well, no, any action scene is done over a voiceover. Like even the heist at the end of the episode 6, or the last one where they're stealing stuff on the stuff. They were going over the plan and we're showing them doing it, and they've done that throughout Andor. And like I said, and maybe I just get trapped in that kind of like, this is awesome, like heck yeah, I love it. It's in here it is. But
it's kind of Ocean's 11 in that way, because it's the same way they did Ocean's 11 too, was that they talk you through it as they're doing it.
Yeah, so, I think it's cool, man, and it's working, and so one of my favorite shots so far in all of Andor is when they shoot that one dude, and they take off because they're going to go from Dakar to wherever their another rendezvous, and they had the X-Wing and everything taken off, and a dead body just sitting there, just like the trailer. And I was like, that is great, dude. I just like those are the things that I really love about the show,
Yeah, that was pretty brutal too. Shoots him in the head. Setup where they get rid of that guy because he didn't understand all the different settings of the device? Was it real that he had betrayed them to the Empire? Because he told them what the plan was, and then he shot the guy and he pulled something out and he said what the plan was. The guy had given the plan to the Empire. And then did they go someplace else? Did they go?
That's what he said. He says, I told him that we were going to go to X base in this quadrant, whatever. He's all, that's not where we're really going. They'll be on the other side of the galaxy. Okay. They're going a whole parsecs away, he said. Parsecs away.
Yeah.
So
And that was a great, like just a great shot in them going, like I was sitting there going, it makes sense that they would go to Jeddah at this point, or, establish their base on Jeddah.
I think we're going to get there too, because I think I remember seeing an image of Saw standing in front of that window on Jeddah. You could see the plains of Jeddah out in the distance.
Yeah. It was great that, so Krennic scene, and I'll jump around if you guys want to go back to Saw and all that stuff, but Krennic was like the fear that people had because Krennic was in the room. It was just like, this dude, we have one of the scariest ISB guys or scientists, whatever. He's ISB, right? Krennic.
That's where he got his training. He said in basically an ISB school is where he learned all these.
But now he's kind of like but that was also what's his name from Callus was also trained ISB. So
got it.
Yeah, in the Empire now. I don't know if he was scared or more just like there's like it was him so much. I don't think they like him. I think he's just part of their. I
think he terrifies. I think he terrifies everybody. But if you notice, the only person that grew a spine in that whole scene was Mon Mothma. Suddenly, she is standing up to him, throwing it back just as much as
that there
matter, And I'm like, oh, okay. Here's where her spine starts.
Well, Mon is a vocal. She's vocal about the Gorman invasion from all this stuff, the oppression and all that stuff's going on. And she's playing that part too. So it's not just smiling, because that might that's the whole spy game, right? If she's just starting agreeing with Krennic and stuff, that'll raise a flag. But if she's throwing it in his face, meaning like that, she's been doing that for a long time. She's vocal in the Senate. She's trying to get people behind her votes and all that stuff, like trying to, for her cause. And people are scared to death of Palpatine. They're scared to death of Krennic. And I thought that was very smart play of Mon. It's like keep that kind of sarcastically throwing it back in Krennic's face to not raise flags. Don't play it safe because you haven't been. Otherwise, that might throw people off.
No,
too.
absolutely. If all of a sudden she's super nice,
yeah,
that would.
yeah, which gets credit to Krennic, and the fear that he instills, and I love it. That was really cool.
Damn, see, and I don't see the same thing. I see a disrespect to Krennic. I thought I thought the only fear in that room was Clea because she was jammed up, right? And homeboy with her, the spy, the Imperial spy, it was freaking the fuck out because he's scared of Krennic because that's that guy will destroy him. You know what I mean? That's where I saw the fear. I thought the rest of it was kind of like, oh shit, it's this jackass. But I could have misread it.
Well, no, I mean, she definitely was throwing it in his face, like on purpose, like talk, but but that's part of her. It's like to not raise any flags. Like, yeah, that's Mon. She's always been.
Yeah, like, I just kind of see Krennic as one of the Imperials that show up at these shindigs, and everybody just like, this prick.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Go ahead.
I don't know. He's the director in charge of advanced weaponry for the Empire. So I don't think they would. I don't know. I think the fear would be there. I don't think that he would. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think that people are just thinking he's some prick that's from the Empire. I think that
he's high up.
He's like
there
would be real.
Next to Tarkin, he's probably like the third guy in charge.
I suppose this is what matters: is how did Krennic? We don't know Krennic's backstory too much, right? I don't think it was in
Catalyst.
The Catalyst.
No,
but
really,
was he raised like on Coruscant with the wealthy or any of the planets that
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe came up in that world, so they all know him, like they all know each other, right? Like so, like Taya and Mon and all these people knew each other growing up, and they're like, fucking Orson.
Yeah,
sorry, that's 4. I'm done. Sorry,
that's all right.
That's 5.
Yeah, man.
Well, Basil saying she mentioned something about him being on the witness stand. Is that from a book or something? I don't know. And it's like this is some of that dialogue that we talked about earlier. There's some of that backstory by dialogue, right? Not everything is a reference to. We might not see it on. It's something that they have history. So Mon and Krennic obviously have history on some level, but it's so funny how like we can watch this and there's these high end or these real dangerous scenes by her going and getting that listening device, but it was just like it in the grand scheme it really isn't that important, but it was just fun for that moment, like that gala and we have to do this now and yeah. Oh, you guys have mentioned some about I forgot her name. What's her name? We call her the handmaiden, right?
Clea, the handmaiden. Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit, like who's really in charge? Is Luthen in charge? Is Clea in charge? Are they an item? Are they equal on this? They seem to have the right agenda and right goals, like-minded, and they seem to take orders from each other. Yeah. And it's also like Clea is always pissed off at Luthen for either not doing enough or doing too much.
He's always kind of blowing her off. So it's like, you worry too much. We're doing this thing here, that kind of thing. So I think they're equals.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you think they're a couple? Do you think they're a couple?
I don't. That's the part I don't think so. We have enough couples in this thing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, golly, man.
What's one more?
I wrote them down. I got Mon and Perrin, Kaz and Bix, Dedra and Cyril, Vel and Cinta. I don't need another one, please.
Oh, rest in peace,
and the kids.
Yeah, and the kids. Rest in peace, Cinta. We're getting a death a week, I think. Brazo, now Cinta.
This one, it was interesting though, because she was talking about the injury that had her laid up for the majority of the year. Did she just crash that speeder with Taya in it? And I mean, was she? Is that what happened? I mean, I was expecting some kind of an explanation of some sort, but I get that feeling that she just like rammed it to the side of a mountain or something.
That's really good. That's the accident that killed him because he.
Oh, you're right.
He wasn't assassinated.
You have to make it look like an accident.
She couldn't just blow him away. So if she ran into the side of a mountain or crashed it or something.
Yeah.
But that's I didn't expect that.
Well done, sir.
Plus,
I like that.
Thanks. I also thought that we were kind of robbed of seeing what happened to him, but to explain it that way, kind of
let's leave it there. Headcanon.
I like the off-camera.
Let's go with that.
I like sometimes getting at in the dialogue stuff, like because that made that last episode last week so powerful of him just driving off. We all know what's happening. Luthen is like, all right, dude, it's not cross, and that's where we're blurring the lines a little bit between the rebellion and the Empire. Like their rebellion's doing bad shit Empire is doing bad shit. So who is the real good guys? And that's why I say you got to be careful on that, because you can't humanize the Empire too much, but you also can't demonize, or you can't make the rebellion look like bloodthirsty terrorists also. You know what I mean? And there's going to be that split where Saw Gerrera is going to go too far. Luthen's going to go too far, and Mon is going to have to, because otherwise, again, who's the bad guys? She's the one, and I know this is a point of contention. It's like she's the one who's going to bring it to like democracy, more like, look, we can't just blow things up just to start revolutions. You know, we
still need to be a government at the end of it.
Believe in a life after the Empire.
So
exactly.
I'm trying to think back to Tay's death was like and Godfather.
Yep. Go fishing. Luthen took him fishing.
So did we? I don't remember the Rebels. Did we actually see? Did we see Seesaw go absolutely batshit crazy, or was it just still rumor that just was it talked about that he had gone nuts and he had pushed it too far? Is that? I don't think we've actually seen it happen, right? We because we saw him on Geonosis, and he had nothing to do with the extermination of the Geonosians. But then later we see him stealing the Kyber crystal, and then he sent that droid with the message to Mon Mothma saying, step up and or get out of the way. But we never actually saw Saw Gerrera do the bad thing. So I think that's coming too. I think we're going to end up seeing what pushes him over the edge.
Yeah, because we know as an audience how Luthen deals and how Saul deals and how they deal with each other. Like they let their own people get killed season 1, right? That ship that took over, because again, you can't throw it's a game, it's a spy game. But there is going to be, I do believe it's coming, hopefully next week or whatever. Oh, I don't know, man, because we're going to be dealing with the Gormans a lot, but then we still have one more week.
I mean, it's possible that we could get the Gorman Massacre and whatever Saw does in this upcoming week, and then the final week is Mon Mothma and the escape and the formation on creation of Yavin 4 base.
50 minutes per episode, taking away the credits. I mean, that's a freaking that's 2.5 hours a week. They can get all that in there next week.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Rhinos, what causes Saul's injury? Go ahead, Scott, and then we can answer this. Yeah, finish your.
Okay, my thought was I really know why Chris hated this set of episodes, and that's because they focused in on the pod race.
Yeah,
the guys were watching the pod race, and you heard Sebulba's. Yeah. So that's really why Chris didn't like these episodes. So.
Yeah, and then they had the talk show, which I hated. Like, if there's anything I could pluck out, the talk show was stupid. I'm sorry.
I didn't even write it down. I figured you'd hit it for me because that.
Of course,
I'm like, why is that in here? That's just
remember when we did our cringy scenes, with the most cringy. That's up there.
Hey,
I didn't lie. I was like, stop. This is stupid.
It was stupid. I'll take it back on Saul. I don't know why originally we thought it was Vader. Was the word that they got into something and Vader left him like injured and he needed breathing help. But it says on here it's just prolonged exposure to Rhydonium.
Right. But he is missing a leg in Rogue One. You know what I mean? Well, and
I think we're gonna get that though. I think that's what we're gonna see. I hope.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another adult thing. Amputations. We're gonna get real like blood and bones and everything. And we have amputations in Star Wars, but we're getting like the adult amputations in Star Wars coming, and that'll be something Chris was like,
it's not going to be a lightsaber, so it won't be.
No, it's going to be exactly. It ain't going to be clean. Yeah. Runner, why didn't the spy in Saul's group just tell the Empire of their current location rather than what their next target will be? Assuming he was a spy.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Oh, I think I was. Yeah.
I wasn't. I thought that the only reason he killed that guy and kept the kid was because the kid could figure out how to make the device.
And his paranoia
and the guy was only kind of so-so. I
thought off the bat he was a bad guy.
I
gotta watch that whole thing coming.
I gotta watch that scene again because it almost looked like Tubes was placing the thing in his jacket that he pulled out whenever he said
Tubes
he was
is like in on it with Tubes. That alien. I come on, Black Series. Jeez.
I know, right? You got two of them right there. You can make a 2-pack if you wanted to. Yeah.
4 tubes.
4 tubes.
Yeah. Today was a little better on the aliens because Saw's group is more alien, so that helps.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing, dude. I made a mental
on
note.
Coruscant.
I made a mental note
whatever.
going like, Chris can't talk about the lack of aliens in these 3 episodes because there's aliens all over the place. I mean, we have the Senate, we have Saw's. I mean, they're everywhere.
There was the scene where Cassian was walking down a hallway and a Twi'lek came walking by. Twi'lek male.
It was a Nimodian, and we said that a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. I need a Nimodian in here somewhere. I seen him.
Yeah,
I get it. They were a little better.
No, I'm just saying. I was just. It's funny that because
I didn't say it today.
I mean, because we all want each other to like enjoy. That's what we do. We enjoy Star Wars, right? So like, if you're bugged, I'm bugged.
I called it out. I liked it. It was there. I liked it.
Yeah, but quite honestly, I look for those things. Be like, oh, Chris is gonna like that. Like, I get pumped sometimes. Like, I know what this show is not going to do.
I used to be the one that just loved everything, bro. I just until Last Jedi.
Yeah, I guess.
I was, dude. Every book. Oh, this is a great book. Really. And if it wasn't, I was positive about it. Right?
Yeah, I think I was mad about that too.
Last Jedi. I really tried.
I was mad that Chris liked it and I hated it. Like,
yeah, it's just this is what it is, man. This is the first one that I've been this upset about.
Like Force Awakens. He's like, that was great.
I'm so sideways from everybody else. I'm never like that.
Well, not everybody, because Mando might.
Don't put me in the same boat as Mike.
Sorry, but
damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, Mike. Are they going to introduce Bodhi? Maybe at the very last. Yeah. Maybe at the very last. Oh, but he stole the TIE fighter.
Follow Cassian's story, though, right? I mean,
it doesn't unless it has to do something with the TIE, like because he was the pilot that defected, but Galen got to him. Like, are we going to see Galen? That would be cool.
I was kind of thinking we might see the dude that he kills in the beginning of Rogue One.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I honestly think we're going to end on Andor going to that rock.
The Ring of Kafrene.
Yeah. All right, guys. Elephant in the room. Bail Organa. So,
shit.
So
Benjamin Bratt.
Somebody in our chat,
the rumor was true.
Somebody in our chat last week brought it up. I don't remember who it was. And I'm like, we'll see. And sure shit, there it was.
I was like, it's a rumor. It's a rumor.
I knew I sent a link to you guys in the thing, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to fly. I hope, because it didn't seem like there were a bunch of reputable sources either. Right? I was looking, I'm like, nah, this isn't going to be something. Damn it, sure as shit if he didn't come out. Now, if you're going to grab an actor to take Jimmy Smith's place, I think Benjamin Bratt was probably the pick. I think Benjamin Bratt's probably a better actor than Jimmy Smith's.
I agree.
But Jimmy Smith's has now been Bail Organa in a lot of stuff. So this is little
for 23 years. Yeah.
The notion of you can get the Mond who played, you can get all these actors and everything, and to not have like why would you recast this character right now? As it stands right now, that little introduction, there's zero reason as it stands. Zero reason. If you can't get him, you can't get him. You cut that scene. It's 2 seconds. It means nothing. Really, it was a high and by. It was nothing. Chris pointed out that on the Star Wars, how that little behind the scenes kind of stuff where Tony Gurro was talking about like how much they were really, really, really trying to get him to come and do this scene. That just tells me, or tells us too, like there's more Bail Organa. Therefore, they had to recast because it's important moving forward.
He had a job going at the same time they were filming. It just couldn't work. And it does make sense business wise. It just sucks us wise. So
it does.
To your point, if it was just that 1 10-second scene, cut it.
Oh, and here's the thing. If it is,
I'll be upset. I will be upset if
of course, dude. Yeah, that would I was like there's zero reason. That's where you'd never recast like that,
Yeah.
Especially
one of the Star Wars doesn't recast unless the person dies. That's
right.
That's right.
Or you're going back in time too far.
Right.
Exactly.
So this trip right there, actually on this walkway, this Perrin's on here. I want to talk about Perrin again.
Yeah.
There was an article from Gilroy, who's I'm telling you, he never meant everybody to absolutely hate Perrin. He's showing a different side of thoughts, right? Like he's not, and I think the first 2 weeks here, he's made an effort like I said, I didn't hate Perrin last week. I understood Perrin last week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate Perrin last season either, by the way. I understood Perrin then too, but I understood him more here. And then this episode, him and Mon were like getting along, like they have an understanding, they get it. There's things like they're softening up even to each other.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It was interesting watching that dynamic a little bit different.
Yeah,
that's really the only relationship in the show I give a shit about. By the way.
I always thought that. Between Mon and Perrin, I always thought Mon was the one in conflict because she was involved in this thing, and Perrin was like doing because that
Perrin's
one
trying to have fun because he's got his wife who is constantly gone. That's why his daughter is mad too. Why the daughter is mad.
Right.
Mon has made a decision to focus on the rebellion, on this thing. She's constantly gone. She's a senator. She's busy. She doesn't have time for all this stuff. Like I said last week, Perrin thinks she's fooling around. She's gone so much. The daughter doesn't. The daughter had mentioned it last season when Tay came too. Who's this? What's going on? Spend a lot of time with Tay.
Right.
Remember, this all gets brought up. There's things going on in these families that we're not touching on in the show that they keep it a little bit less adult.
Well,
right?
Gilroy's good at the drama. I mean, he's gonna put all.
He's good at it. I'm just saying it's there.
He's good at it.
It's there. He tries to make it be dramatic is the thing.
Yeah,
that's to me. He's trying.
It's great tension building too. Yeah, I mean, like it's like it's not just black and white. Like look, dude. Like even George Lucas writes black and white characters. I mean, really, this guy is bad. This guy is good. There is zero gray area.
But that's okay. That's the genre though. That's the Star Wars genre.
Simple. I know. And
this isn't. And not that I'm dumb. I don't think I'm unintelligent.
No. But
I don't need to do this in Star Wars.
But ever since the Disney era took over, they've been trying to get a little bit more depth into a lot of their stories. I mean, even The Mandalorian has depth. There's conflict, but there's things in this, like they're bringing a lot more of this out versus a like George Lucas wrote this saga that was like chosen one, forced, boom, boom, balance. All I mean, it was very, very, like I say, comic book, very serial Saturday morning stuff. And ever since other people get involved, you're getting these other aspects of like, should we start exploring more detailed empire, whatever it is? And I think that's, like I said, I think now the pendulum have went all the way to the side of like, you're not only getting depth, you're getting breath by breath, keyframe by keyframe, thoughts and details that you would never ever get in a Star Wars story. You know what I mean? And I take it as refreshing. You take it as like, that's not what I want in my Star Wars.
Yeah, skip around. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Really quick, just to address this, Jimmy Smits probably wants nothing to do with Lucasfilm right now. To be honest, not true. Honestly, it says it's really. This is per Tony Gilroy. It's really hard to bring legacy characters back for a whole variety of reasons, money and scheduling. And I mean, Jimmy Smits wasn't available. It didn't work out. He was doing his other show, and we were under the gun. They couldn't work it out. They just couldn't work it out. We really tried, but it couldn't happen. That's it.
It's just a scheduling thing. You got money on the line, and he was just in Kenobi.
I mean, he was in Kenobi. He was in Rogue One. I mean, I don't think he has any bad.
Not that we've ever heard, anyway.
Not that I've ever heard. Yeah, I mean, well, even from the community, from the fandom, nobody ever said anything about Jimmy Smits. Like, as far as like, that was the worst character. Oh, die. I mean, no one's ever told him that. You know what I mean?
Not him. Other people. Yes.
Other people. Right. Yeah. So he's had a great experience. He's like, oh, this is great. I love Star Wars.
Yeah. Finn and Cara, they both hate him.
Yeah.
Exactly. I finished watching the ILM series, and damn, that was good. That was deep and got kind of dark at times.
I'm surprised they behind the scenes went there. Like, I'm surprised they went there. And if you guys aren't knowing what we're talking about, the ILM series on Disney Plus, the season 2 of it, it's really good.
Hey, there was
Adam
a nugget
checking in.
A nugget was dropped tonight about Luthen's ring and where it came, the time frame it came from.
Right.
This was during the Lost Empire. So that's something new for us and a new time frame we've never had. Right?
I tell you, there's more references in ancient stuff, Dawn of the Jedi stuff. I mean, like 25. There's more references in the show, and I wasn't expecting it too much. There's like Easter eggs on certain.
It makes sense because he's like an art and historian and all this kind of stuff. It kind of makes sense and it's neat. you know.
Yeah.
But,
last season was showing us the stuff, right? It's the whole show don't tell, right? Last time it was showing us all the artifacts and we were picking it out. Oh shit, that's from this. Now they're actually telling us some history. It's like the thing that Clea was working on, and the history about it's a book that from people that from a race that are blind, and it's like, are we going to see that in the future? You know, and we're the whole what is the gift that what's his name gave the kids when they got married? You know, the story about the Rakata and invaders and stuff. I want to see that now.
Yeah, I mean James Mangold, that's his territory as far as like that time frame of the Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm sure those nuggets are all dropped for that. Those were placed by the story team.
Yeah. I hope so.
You know,
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Basil G. He grew up, of course, with two Darrens on Bewitched, so he's yep, 2 different Durwoods. I remember.
Yeah,
we all have different roadies, and we live with it. I get it. It's fine. It's just poo. Star Wars is different, guys. That's all. I don't want Star Wars to be like everything else, and like Marvel has we have a comedy and we have a spy thriller. And this and we have that. And
you're right. You're right on that. Where it's like there's and I am in that camp of like there are set rules and there are set things that you do, right? You know, especially in Star Wars, right? And there is a formula, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's here's the thing.
They want to do horror in Star Wars, and that is completely off the rails too. So
I never, as a horror fan, I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Now that we're off this complete thing here, I don't know if I want to either. Now that the horror in it, as long as it's Night Sisters, and
that's different.
It's different, right? It's force sensitive. It changes it.
And then other people want a rated R Star Wars, and it's like, well, what do you want? What do you expect from a rated R Star Wars? You're getting heavy PG-13 here, right? Heavy. But what would an R bring to the table, and how would people react to that? You know, it's I don't think you're ready for it, Chris.
I'm not.
R-rated.
No, if
for me, it would have just been more. It would have just been battle stuff, and I'm not overly
violence.
I'm not overly violent either, guys. And when I say all these battles and I want a space, I don't need it the whole time. I like a balance. Empire doesn't have a battle the whole time. New Hope hardly has anything, right? I mean, it's really Return has more action in all of them. It's not that. It's good, but you got to have a balance. You got to have at least some percentages of other stuff in there. It's just,
but that's the thing, dude. I'm not. It just like I revert to this thought of like this. I revert to this thought of like you think it's the end all be all, and I'm like, Chris, it's a pinpoint of.
But it's where we're at right now.
Yeah,
I have to dislike it while I'm in it. I can't just be like in it and
that's fine.
And like it because I'm it's just a pinpoint.
But you're overly concerned that this is going to be a thing. Like
every time I say something's going to be a thing, it's a thing. I'm telling you, watch.
This won't be, dude.
Everything is getting more and more and more. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's a pop song and Acolyte.
Then that's wrong.
Then we see the streets. We see a suburban street with sidewalks in Skeleton Crew.
There's cringe.
We come over here and we've got the junkies and the rape. It's just like
there's cringe, and then there's adult content. Cringe is something where I that's where I'm like, oh my god, Acolyte had a lot of cringe in it. You know, the song was up, right? And I'd rather take these kind of themes where it's just it's like I said, even Bix's journey is not even like that. It's her journey. You know what I mean? It's not the Empire's MO, like go and rape and pillage. It's not there. It's that dude, and he got what he deserved. Also, I do think Vader would have hung him on the string, you know, like in the courtyard for that action.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The Emperor would, and so,
but cringe is different. That didn't hurt my feelings on the Empire. That just hurt my feelings on the show.
I get it, man. Yeah.
It didn't change anything.
It's jarring. It's like,
you keep saying things about junkies though, and I mean, we've got spice dealers. I mean, Han Solo is a drug smuggler. You know, you've got we had a whole race of stoner aliens in the Clone Wars cartoon, for God's sake. So
sure, we just watched 2 episodes end 2 episodes hardcore with somebody watching them get high to get away from life, right? Or to figure something out. It's different, man. It's different. It's completely different. These guys are wasted. And that wasn't like regular spice either. You saw her eyes. That was like escape. That's like she was on heroin type of thing. Her eyes changed right then. It was different. And it's just how it was.
It was ketamine. Yeah.
Totally, dude.
Mando, you said you guys told us to wait for Acolyte. It'll get better. It didn't set empathy for Star
We're
Wars.
not fortune tellers, Mike.
Look, first
We're
off,
just
no,
positive.
we didn't. We didn't say it was going to get better. We actually,
everything.
but we actually did overall enjoy Acolyte, but it was cringe. It had a lot of bad like stuff. They're going like, no, the story.
There were a couple of good episodes in it.
There was a couple of really good stuff in there, and
Really
if you want to cut your losses and do your thing again, that's fine. That people don't like Disney Star Wars, they just don't like it. So anything that they perceive is and not in their wheelhouse, they're gonna put in a container.
And that's not true for me because I love.
No, it's not. It's not.
I love
Ahsoka.
Yeah. I love. Yeah. I like Kenobi. I just don't like the graphics. Right.
Right.
Moments. Boba Fett. It kind of hosed itself up, but I mean,
Boba Fett ruined a character.
Yeah, that's what I'm mad at. Right? There's too much. Dude, I'm worried about Mando and Grogu. I told you guys that the other day.
Oh no,
they're gonna walk around with freaking Pedro out of helmet all the time.
Oh,
you know,
I don't think he can though. Like he went through the whole apostate thing. Like he just got reborn again, or he just got back in the.
But the one promo pic they put of him, they showed everybody was like him holding his helmet, walking into a I don't know, a room.
That's true. Yeah, but no one else was around though.
Fair.
I don't know. Look, man.
They can't see each other, right? Mandalorians, like him and Grogu's not wearing a helmet.
No, they can't. Yeah, he can show himself to a droid. That's it.
Man,
like he did.
Grogu took the oath, so they must not have a helmet rule anymore.
Did Grogu take the oath?
Yeah, that was the end of the season.
He passed the test.
He didn't. He passed the test and he was adopted. He was officially adopted, but
he didn't
gone through the trial yet.
Oh, he's Din Grogu. I thought that was it. Once he got his Din name, boom.
That was his clan, and I think he was because the kid questioned it, and he said he's too young to take the test. He said he's too young to do the something like that. I don't know. Good question though, but
I don't know. I'll watch that. I'm gonna watch that again this week.
Yeah,
because I like it. I do like things. I love
all
the animation except for
didn't watch Andor until I wanted to for season 2. After this is done, I'll watch Rogue One, and I probably won't go back to Andor. Like as much as I love it, unless it's like for specific scenes, but because it's a chore. Meaning you got to sit and invest. It's not a 2-hour.
I said that last night when Jess said, "How's your show?" She didn't want to be in here, right? She's like, "How's your show?" I'm all, "It's a chore."
Yeah. Well, especially like this is going to be like a 20-hour season versus like Mandalorian. You can do it in an afternoon if you wanted to.
Oh, it's like it's seriously going to be
same with Ahsoka.
And that's probably why I probably won't revisit. It's because of the length. It's like I don't want to sit through.
Yep.
You know,
but it's funny because I did just sit through Andor season 1 again, and I forgot how good it was.
Yeah,
you know, and I liked it even more the second time through. Yeah. So I probably will sit through this one again. I'll see it again tonight anyway, or tomorrow, because Julie only made it through one episode. So.
I did like Mon more after rewatching Andor a few times. Yeah. I did. Yeah, I told you guys that in the chat. I had a bit different view of her. Totally fine. I'm not super hating on Mon right now. Even in this season, I think
give it time.
Yeah, it's not the character. That's kind of the problem, though. It's not the characters that are bugging me. This is kind of the.
Yeah. What about Bix's revenge on the Doctor?
Totally cool.
Oh, it's
that was
so
awesome.
Good.
Loved it.
So good.
I
was kind of bummed out that they let him they blew him up kind of as quickly as they did. I kind of wish they would have.
He was probably gone though.
No, but it would have been great to see the Empire walk in and see him just kind of a drooling mess and then blow it up. You know?
Yeah,
that would have been pretty cool. But I'm in. I liked it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you see the look on her face too. I feel like that was partially cleansing. Hopefully, that helps her. Here's where I had an issue, right, with Bix's addiction or maybe not addiction, but her use of the drug to sleep at night, which I feel like she had already gone.
Have you ever done drugs, Scott? Okay, I do drugs.
Not to the extent that others in this room have.
To go to sleep is an excuse everybody gives everybody, brother. That is it. She's escaping. She's in the middle of the day. She's looking out the window. She's not laying in bed. That chick is loaded. Sorry.
To my point. Yeah. To my point. I wish that she could have the catharsis of killing that guy, taking him out after he had attempted to assault her. It bums me out that then she had to try and cope with it in that way. You know, You kind of want the people to be strong enough, but yeah.
But what really sucks is that he started that. She's closed that door. Now, if we're going to follow this drama, you have to deal with that now, because that doesn't take her drama away. It doesn't take her PTSD away.
No,
it
doesn't
take
die.
The drugs away. No, he's dead. He's done with him. Now. She's
going to die.
Baggage.
She will die. Yeah.
Eventually by season 4, but we got to deal with it in 3. They just made a big deal about it.
Yeah, but it's only a weekend. I mean,
fair. You know what? I'm so glad in that last year she went to rehab, got herself straight, saw a shrink, and now she's back working for Luthen. Actually, Luthen's going to take her out next season. He made it pretty clear. Hey, okay, how about that conversation?
Yeah.
Right? Because Luthen says and I know I misunderstood it, and I rewound it, right, to misunderstand it 3 times probably. When he says how much of a problem is Bix going to be, he's that's going to be years to deal with. Andor's like, whoa. Did Andor just say, you're going to have to kill her? I'm not doing it. Is he like, okay with that? There's no way. He came running at him, mad that he was in the house. Why would he turn around and say that? But did you feel that, Scott?
I think,
I got that too.
To deal with?
To deal with. Yeah.
Because I didn't think of that. I thought it was like,
as soon as they're a problem, they know too much and they start to break, they take care of them. Yes. That's what they did. Yes. That's what they did last week.
That's what they did with Tay. Yeah.
And that totally sounded the same.
Tay became unhinged and they dealt with them.
And then that's when Andor started by, I joined you to be a part of something. Right. And it wasn't about Bix anymore. It was about this, but it was like, he made it seem like you're dealing with that. I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It was crazy. Because I would never have saw that.
Yeah, that would.
But it was during the visit, and that makes no sense because he just blew his whole cover by going on that visit to protect her. So none of it made sense. So I must be, we must be misreading.
Well, this isn't an organ. I mean, it's
weird.
Yeah, this isn't a well-oiled rebellion. And that's on purpose too. So they're going to be loose cannons. There's going to be they're doing their own thing. Andor's doing, they're going to be like accepting the mission or not. I mean, and this is why it's going to get to that point where it's like leadership needs, and that was the whole point of last week was this whole they're turning on each other. Everybody's turning on each other. Even rebels are turning.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Come all the way around, and you got to take
too many gross kissing scenes. Not my Star Wars.
Rick Jones might be kidding, but I took note. It was a lot, and we've seen maybe 5 kisses, quick pecks, one sister brother in the entire other 2 trilogies.
Of course,
but we're getting loaded up in the adult Star Wars,
and that's the thing. When you sit down and watch it, you're expecting it because it's they've set the tone from day one.
But like I said, that's the part, that's the genre part. Now I'm going to watch all the, if I'm going to sit over a weekend and I'm going to watch all the Star Wars. Okay, 3-4 days. Okay,
yeah.
And everything kind of flows into the same genre until you get to Andor, right? I mean, Rogue One fits within Star Wars pretty well.
Yeah.
Solo, Ahsoka, Kenobi, everything that Rebels. I mean, Ahsoka's later, but you know what I mean. Everything's like the same genre, but for some reason, Rogue One's not fitting in the entire lineup.
Andor,
sorry, Rogue One.
Yeah. No, I know, and that's what I said. Okay. It's one of those things. Like
that's why it's refreshing to you. I get it.
I totally get. It's like I said. I think the older I got, I wanted this. I wanted this type of Star Wars. I've always searched for this type. Maybe not in the subject matters what we're dealing with, but the look, the feel, and the grittiness, and the drawn out, the more of the drama. Not like I said, not the drug use Star Wars. I was looking for this type of from episode 1, dude. Like seriously, from back then, I wanted a really clean looking, gritty drama Star Wars, and we haven't gotten it until now. And now I'm like, all right, maybe too little, too late. Maybe I'm overexcited. Who knows, man? But again, it's zooming in on a timeline, and it's a different. It's like
overexcited. Krennic says to calibrate your enthusiasm. Oh no, that was Qyburn, not Krennic. That was Qyburn, whatever his Star Wars name is.
Right.
I love that. When that cat came up, I'd be honored, sir. Calibrate your enthusiasm.
I want to say this before we close, though. Like a dream team of director, producer kind of thing would have been for me Tony Gilroy handing the keys with Dave Filoni as the overseer, because Dave Filoni will actually curb some of those things Tony Gilroy would have been putting in. But Tony Gilroy's got the vision. He really can, like I said, if he could do a Vader show of Force, whatever, but Filoni with the story and the direction of like, this is what we have to get through, not this, we can't do this party scene, we can't do this. I think that would be a dream
I didn't
team.
hate the party scene.
I loved it. I'm using that as
and I understood it too.
But I'm using that as like a focal point of like you spend half an hour of footage on the, like, you know what I'm saying? I think that would have been a great duo. Filoni
I just think Gerwer's not a Star Wars fan. It comes through.
No, of course not.
Loud and clear, man. And
but,
I keep seeing. I'm gonna have.
There are a lot of Star Wars. But
I keep seeing. What I keep. Yeah, because people are telling him to do it.
Well, they're in there.
What I keep seeing is and I hope it comes through soon. I keep seeing the same buzzword on this week. Another master class by Tony Gilroy. I don't see it.
It is a master class.
It's not a master class.
It's master class in filmmaking.
Perhaps
hands down,
not storytelling.
And I think that's what they're talking about.
Filmmaking, as far as visuals, they say storytelling and telling a story in Star Wars, and I'm like, no.
Well, I don't know about telling a story in Star Wars, but it is a master class in filmmaking and storytelling. It really is.
Pissing me off.
And with that,
99.8% of you get it. I guess I just don't. And Mike, Mike,
that must tell you something, right?
It does.
Yeah.
A ton.
I'm just saying,
and I'm self-aware to know it.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm sorry.
Hey, that's what I felt with The Force Awakens, man. I'm like, you guys wanted to reboot Star Wars. I guess you got it.
I like Force Awakens. So what am I doing?
All right, guys. Well, I mean, hey, look. At the end of the day,
but we all hate Rise of Skywalker.
Boom. We're back. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all put it in its place, right? It's what we did. We put it in its place, and we'll continue to do it. And then the next show, because otherwise, we'll just go watch Marvel and just be like, "Yeah, it was good," and then walk home and go home. It's just like whatever.
It'd be sad. We'll just be sad. Marvel makes people sad.
On that note, everybody in the pit, you guys are awesome. Sorry I didn't get to everybody. We'll see you again next week. We dropped a toy chest on Monday. If you didn't get a chance to see it, to kind of catch up on all the good collecting news, we got you covered. Plus, the live stream for May 4th is coming out. Plus, we got Tales of the Underworld coming out on Sunday. So that'll bring Chris back to proper Star Wars, proper, storytelling. It's a palate cleanser. So Tales of the Underworld is coming this Sunday also.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna be all happy by the time we get to trivia. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, did you see Asajj? That's what's up."
Do we want to get Chris really riled up and highlight Adam's comment here? I mean, the world between worlds can wipe the slate clean, all USS Calvin style.
As long as it takes place after episodes 7, 8, and 9, if they can wipe that and then start clean, we're good.
I'm bugged that I understood it.
I know.
I'm really mad. Like this whole day sucks.
Yes. Rhino, we'll see you Sunday. Why were we going to see him Sunday, Scott?
Hey, because we are going to be live at Better Days Wine and Beer, wine, and State of Mind for our annual toy drive and trivia night. That's right.
And drugs with Chris.
And drugs with Chris in the parking lot. I'm
legal
sure.
Drugs. Should have been clear.
Medicinal.
Obviously on some illegal stuff.
Medicinal, I swear. Better Days will be open from 12 to 10 p.m. with music by the world famous Heidi Boys at 2 p.m. and trivia with these Sarlacc Digest hacks starting at 7 p.m. All to benefit Chips for Kids. The address is 13692 Apple Valley Road, Apple Valley, California 92308. Come by. 21 and over. Only wear a costume and you might be entered into a contest. Hey, Darth Moocher, drugs for everyone. Darth Moocher has picked up some prizes.
Yes.
I'll bring some for everybody. We're good.
There's always a parking lot hangout.
There's going to be prizes. There's going to be, there's even a prize for last place in the trivia challenge. So buckle up. It's going to be a good time had by all.
Yeah, it was cool. And
don't tell the newbies in the place though at Better Days. Don't tell them about the last place prize. They'll tank it on purpose.
They'll tank it on purpose.
So you got that, Pitsters?
Yes.
The prize isn't that great.
And for all you guys who can't make it to our live show and you're going to do your own May 4th celebration because you got to watch Tales and all that stuff, we have a trivia thing to help you guys out to make your own trivia party, whatever. Play it solo or with a group. It's in our playlist. Have fun at it. And what else?
We might even have a second edition of that coming out in time.
Yes.
Maybe.
And the third and the fourth. And
yeah.
All about Andor. This one's all about Tony Gilroy and his filmography. All right, guys. Well,
how many horns are on Darth Maul's head, and how many
10,
sloppy kisses were in episodes 4
5.
through 6?
And for all you action figure collectors out there, Tashi Station Emporium gets you all your stands 10% off. Use the code Starlight Digest, just like Adam as did. Your shipment is on its way. Thank you so much. Julie, thank you so much for that super chat. Highly appreciate that. And we will see you guys next week and this Sunday live. But next week we will Dr. Oh, hell yeah. We got the SKN guys coming through. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be packed. It's gonna be packed. So get there.
I gotta stop talking. My throat's getting sore. It's gonna be a long day there.
All right, guys. With that, thank you everybody. With that, Scott.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
Toodles.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.